I'm not sure how much we can disclose.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple things that we couldn't film. Hey, welcome. Hello, my friends. Here we are today. I am totally pumped. We're gonna try this one. This is Frostie's Root Beer.
But you know what? This episode is not going to really be about Frosties.
It's gonna be about Orca, the bottling company.
Tell them what we did today.
So they live, or their plant is about 15, 20 minutes away from us. So we got a hold of them and they gave us a tour.
No way.
It was totally awesome. Aaron from their sales department sat down with us for about an hour.
I mean, he is amazing, answering all of our questions.
All of our questions.
Providing root beer. Take a look back there at all the root beer.
That's amazing. It's
Holy
amazing.
smokes.
I thought it was, I learned a ton of stuff.
It was insane.
They're one of the few small bottling companies out there that are still bottling. And they've got, I don't know how many, but they've got a whole bunch of different
I think he said
brands.
like 120 flavors. Yeah. I think that might be like, this flavor is this brand has 4 flavors, stuff like that. Because I know as we were going through, I was looking and I saw Frostie's, I think sour watermelon, strawberry watermelon, that we will be trying in an upcoming episode, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, it's insane how many different it's like we haven't even scratched the surface yet.
No, it was cool he walked us through their warehouse. You can see that here. Yeah. And it was cool to see all the different pallets with different peoples. We saw Cracker Barrel, we saw Albertsons, we saw...
It ranged from huge companies that everyone recognizes to small little farmer stands at farmers markets. It's insane. I mean, I think they said like you had to buy a pallet to...
Yeah.
Which is insane because, we're not very small and the pallets go up to like, our shoulders?
Yeah. They were pretty tall, 5 or 6.
I'm 6'6" and he's 6'4", and I mean, they're going up to like here, every one pallet, and they have like 7 or 8 stacked up to the ceiling. Show the Dad's root beer right there.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Was that Dad's or was that?
That was Dad's right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. And then they took us and walked us through their manufacturing place.
Unbelievable.
And that was cool too, just to see, because they have, they have to buy the bottles, obviously, and to see those bottles come in.
I'm not sure how much we can disclose.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple things that we couldn't film.
But they have like this big machine like this. They buy bottles and pallets, and it goes like bottles, cardboard, bottles, cardboard, bottles, cardboard. They have a big, oh geez, send it flying. They have a big machine that unpacks it all and makes it look super efficient. And it was pretty cool to see just the process that.
How they put the bottles, obviously they got a machine that puts labels on both the front and the back.
And it's just insane how fast it is. They said, 4,000 cases a day? And a case is 12 root beers?
I don't know, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually going to switch it up.
While you're doing that, I'm going to pour this. This is one of their brands, Frosties. And they've got so many brands now that they're starting to do like selections, meaning like a fruit selection. They're working on a cowboy selection, Earps, Sarsaparilla, and then they have another brand coming out. I'm not going to say.
24 root beers in a case.
24 root beers in a case.
And the least we asked because we're curious. Maybe a little side gig would be hey, maybe we make our own root beer. But they said to make the smallest shipment they can do is 256 cases. I think 256, 200.
Yeah, something like that.
250 area which is 250 times 24, huge number that
we couldn't sell, we couldn't drink, we couldn't even give it all to. We don't have that many friends.
Smells good though.
Here's his Frosties. I do like the smell.
Yeah, it tastes good. What I find cool is it's not like Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Orca, what they do, Aaron described it very well. They look for expired trademarks and patents of these root beers that, these companies are just hanging on to. No one really produces them, and they come in and they're like, hey, we'll buy this off of you for X amount of dollars. Oh, sure. And then they have the rights to the name, the recipe. They track down the original recipe, which is pretty cool. And then they just start bottling it.
They make all their own syrup there at the plant. So it's not like they're getting syrup from other people and they're just bottling
We
it.
saw where it went. It's a process to make it.
And they had pallets full of CNH sugar. We did ask him about Louisiana cane sugar, and he thought, well, he didn't think there was enough of a difference between the two to make that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Made a point it wasn't high fructose. Didn't use high fructose.
That's good. More healthy.
Yeah. Sometimes they put honey in the different flavors. That's tricky. Can kind of gum up the machines. So
If
people
it's
happy.
too cold, it gums up the machines. If it's too hot, it burns the honey. If you've ever tried to burn honey, ooh, disgusting.
Yeah. So, and then we saw how they put on a cap, and some of these are screw tops. Some of these are you have to pop them off.
He said most of them. There was only one that we got that was
Hippo.
pop off.
Hippo
Yeah,
has to
pop
pop.
off.
But most of these are screw top, although my hands aren't strong enough to screw it off.
It just like digs into my hands.
But that is a factor of the bottle. I didn't know that.
What I found interesting was whenever there's doing like a new thing, anything that even changes the bottle by, what do you say, like half an inch or less, they have to recalibrate the entire machine, which takes a day.
Yeah.
Which means they're losing out 4,000 cases, which is
So when they go from this to the Hippo, which is a little squatter bottle, yeah, it takes a whole day to recalibrate all their machines, the sizes, and then it takes a day to put them back to this.
yeah, it's super cool.
Let's see what else we got. We got the bottling line. We got its filling and screw top. You can see that. And then they had
the
the
machine
arm.
that packs. Here, you describe it. I'll describe it.
They had like a robot arm that would pick up the case when it was done and put it on the pallet. Pick up the case, put it on the pallet, and it knew exactly where to place it. And it was interesting. He was telling us all the, it was interesting to hear like, oh yeah, 1 out of X number, 300,
I think he said it was 1 out of 30 or 3%. I think he said.
It was a fairly small number.
small number.
Sometimes they miss, it drops the case, the bottles break. But I mean, that's typical with any manufacturing, but it was just interesting to hear that.
And then he said like sometimes the bottle, like every 1 in 5,000 bottles messes up the like pressurization and just
Blows up. Well, we saw a couple come through the line that were empty. So they have a guy that's pulling them off the line if they're empty. It was just so cool. And it's family owned. The guy that owns it has owned it for 30 years. He's built it up from the garage. I mean, it
was impressive. It's also cool. They're international. They ship to Australia, South Korea. Ooh, can we be saying this? I think
so.
I think we can.
Canada? Definitely Canada.
Definitely Canada. And they were working on getting it into a country.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
because maybe some supplier might try to.
And they're building new stuff there. It was cool. He said, hey, in 6 months, things will look different. So that was cool. For the Frosties, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was decent.
Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up. Thumbs sideways, thumbs up, thumbs sideways.
Decent.
Yeah.
So they've got some new flavors coming up, but we don't want to spoil that.
And they even make their own. They're like experimenting with their own root
Oh
beers.
yeah, they got a guy there that tests them
Yeah.
out.
I think feeds it to the staff and sees
Gets
their
their
reaction.
So, hey, so this one is kind of, and then they gave us some samples. So
It was so cool. He said, I couldn't really smell it, but as you walked into the production, there's a different smell for each like drink they do. He said there's, one that they do that everyone hates. It's like just one day
like
where
ginger beer.
it's like a hot, spicy ginger beer, and like you go in and it feels like you're being pepper sprayed. Just it hurts to breathe.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
I don't want to go on that day.
He actually tried one of his first ginger beers today.
It was a ginger root beer,
Ginger root beer.
and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Better than I was
didn't
fearing.
I didn't even really taste the ginger.
Well, we grabbed another one.
Oh boy.
It's called Old Anchor Ginger Root Beer. and we'll try that on a later episode.
We've got so much root beer to try.
Yeah,
you guys just have to keep watching.
Keep watching. Leave comments below. Hey, if you have any questions about the industry, the root beer industry, leave them below, and we'll send them over to Aaron. If we probably don't know, but we'll send them over to Aaron. He said, drop him a line.
Well, that was a fun episode.
Yep. Hey, stay frosty, our friends.
Hey, get it? Frosty?
Yeah.
Stay frosty.
That's not where it came from, but it works.
Yeah, hey, it works.
And thank you, Orca, for sponsoring this episode.
Love you guys to death.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Maybe you don't have a clue. Grab Bag is here to help you choose. The Grab Bag gives them all a try and tells you which to buy.